Tesla Cybertruck seen next to Ford F-250 giving size comparison. A Tesla Cybertruck was spotted next to a Ford F-250, giving a new perspective in terms of sizing in comparison to some of the most popular pickups on the market. In the earliest days of the Cybertruck in late 2019, a tug-of-war video was posted by Tesla, giving us the best look at the time at the pickup next to the Ford F-150. Since then, the Cybertruck has not been spotted next to many pickups on the market. But a recent sighting gives us perspective on how the vehicle lines up against an F-250 from Ford. Via Arthur Nuzzi on Tesla Cybertruck Facebook group. For comparison, the Cybertruck has a 145-inch wheelbase, an overall length of 231 inches, and a width of 84 inches, according to measurements provided by Matthew Donegan Ryan. These measurements are not quite precise, as they have not been officially confirmed by Tesla, and were gathered using the iPhone Measure app, which is relatively accurate within 2 inches. Meanwhile, the F-250 in the image appears to be the crew cab, which measures 159.7 inches in terms of its wheelbase with an overall length of 250 inches. It also has an 80-inch width. The Cybertruck was once even more massive, but over the years, Tesla has adjusted its size. In 2021, CEO Elon Musk said that the Cybertruck had undergone a slight reduction in dimensions. That's pretty much what the Cybertruck will look like, with very small differences. We adjusted the size a few percent. Like around 3% or smaller. You don't want it to be a couple of inches too big for the tunnel. The main motivation for reducing the size is so that it would fit in boring company tunnels. But it also seems to be an ideal strategy for ensuring it is not overcrowding driveways or parking spots. Tesla has even designed Cybertruck-specific spots and blueprints of some future supercharger locations. Tesla's first Cybertruck-specific supercharger spaces are now official. The Cybertruck was spotted zipping around the Fremont factory test track today, as the automaker rumoredly started battery endurance testing on the all-electric pickup. Source: reposted and summarized from Joey Klender at Teslarati. Tesla to resume Phase 1 battery production in China. Tesla is expecting an explosion of orders for the so-called Project Highland version of the Model 3 in China, as per a local report. The brand is preparing to begin its deliveries by the end of September 2023. People familiar with the matter told the Chinese news website 36KR. To meet its targets, the Elon Musk-led brand will resume operations on Phase 1 of the battery production line at Gigafactory Shanghai, after Tesla shut it down for upgrades recently. The report suggests that the Shanghai plant has 3 phases of battery production: Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 2.2. Phase 1 battery production capacity is between 3,000 to 4,000 packs weekly. Phase 2 and Phase 2.2 can churn 10,000 units each every week. The combined monthly capacity of the 3 phases is 100,000 units, reported the Chinese outlet. After battery suppliers Ningde Times and LG Chem settled in by the end of 2022, the capacity increased. In June 2023, Tesla China reportedly laid off several workers from its Phase 1 battery production line. The reason wasn't immediately clear, but reports suggested that incoming automated machinery led to a reduced workforce. Phase 1 is also the oldest, and has a low degree of automation. Tesla offered some workers the option to transfer to other workshops like stamping, painting, and general assembly. With plans for scaling up manufacturing, battery production line personnel are returning to work. A different story suggested that trial production of the facelift was already underway in China, and mass production is expected to start in September. Last week, Another local report indicated that Tesla was offering several deals on the current generation Model 3, but buyers preferred to wait for the new version. The updated model could come with redesigned headlamps, tail lamps, a new dashboard, and refreshed door panels if leaked images and spy shots are to be believed. Source: reposted and summarized from Suvrat Kothari at Inside EVS. The Tesla Model Y was the fastest-selling used EV in July 2023. The time it takes for a used electric vehicle to find a new owner has more than doubled since last year, according to iSeeCar.com's latest market study, which shows a second-hand EV spent 57.8 days on the market on average in July 2023 before being sold, compared with the 26.4 days in July of last year. On the bright side of things, however, the average price of used EVs has gone down to $39,156, a 38.9% drop compared to last year. In the fastest-selling 1 to 5-year-old used EVs category, the Tesla Model Y crossover ranks highest, with an average of 47.6 days on the market and an average price of $46,067. The Nissan Leaf is in second place, with 51.3 days on the market and an average price of $20,473. While the Tesla Model 3, the American EV brand's most affordable model, is in third place with an average of 51.8 days spent on the market at an average price of $35,039. The fastest-selling 1 to 5-year-old used EVs iSeeCar's study. As you can see, even though the Model Y is more expensive than the Model 3 on the used market, the same as when buying new, the crossover is still more desirable. With this being said, internal combustion cars are sold at a faster rate than EVs, according to iSeeCars.com, with used ICE vehicles spending 38.9 days on the market on average, a 26% increase compared to last year, at an average price of $32,249, down from last year's $38,839. Used car prices were initially driven up by a lack of new car inventory, said iSeeCar's executive analyst Carl Brower. Now there are plenty of new cars on dealer lots, but consumers aren't rushing out to buy them. The new car average time to sale is down by more than 25%, even as used cars are selling 6.1% faster. This shows buyers are continuing to seek value in the used car market despite a wide range of new car options. The good news for electric vehicle buyers is that EVs are both cheaper and harder to sell in 2023, putting pressure on automakers and dealers to move them in a market that appears to have lost interest, added Brower. Both new and used EVs are taking more than 50 days to sell on average, meaning it takes more than twice as long for dealers to find EV buyers compared to a year ago. To come up with these results, iSeeCars analyzed over 228,000 new and used car sales 1 to 5-year-old used cars from July 2023. The number of days that each car was listed for sale on iSeeCars was aggregated at the model level, and the average days on the market for each was mathematically modeled. Heavy-duty vehicles, models no longer in production before the 2022 model year for used cars, and low-volume models were excluded from further analysis. Source: reposted and summarized from Yulia Nistrin at Inside EVS. Tesla ranks highest in luxury brand customer satisfaction study. Tesla, the maker of the so-called S3XY lineup of all-electric vehicles, together with Lexus, the maker of the RZ450e crossover, are the highest-ranking luxury car brands in the American Customer Satisfaction Index ACSI Automobile Study 2022 to 2023. The results of which were published yesterday. In this latest installment of the study, Lexus scored 83% on a 100% scale, down 1% from last year. While Tesla gained 4% to come to a tie with the Japanese automaker. Second place went to Cadillac, with 82%, up 3% from last year. While third place was a tie between Audi, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz, all with a score of 80%. Acura scored 79%, down 4% from last year, and occupies last place in the luxury segment of the study. Tesla Model Y 2023 Lexus RZ. In the mass market category, Toyota takes the crown for customer satisfaction. With a score of 84%, up 5%, followed by Subaru with 82%, Honda with 81%, and Mazda with 80%. At the same time, Nissan, Volkswagen, Jeep, and Ram saw their scores go down in this year's edition of the study. Chrysler scored last in the mass market category, with 71%, down 1% from last year. Satisfaction with the auto industry as a whole has fully rebounded to pre-pandemic levels, and consumer demand is strong despite rising interest rates. Says Forrest Morgeson, Associate Professor of Marketing at Michigan State University and Director of Research Emeritus at the ACSI. The supply chain kinks that slowed production during the pandemic are starting to wane, and more cars are back in stock. Nearly every aspect of the driver experience, including driving performance, safety, dependability, gas mileage, and warranties, is better. And, despite higher prices, value perceptions have improved as well. These factors bode well for automakers and their sales figures in the second half of 2023. As for the electric versus gasoline debate, the study shows that drivers of both electric and hybrid electric vehicles are more satisfied than customers who own or lease gas-powered cars. However, EVs rank last for dependability and customer expectations for reliability and have the highest complaint rate. EVs must improve before automakers can justify the price differential for a broader audience, notes Morgeson. Early EV adopters find these vehicles perform well relative to their expectations. Yet ACSI data show they are only superior in technology and warranties. That is not enough to convince more consumers to leave gas in the past. The ACSI Automobile Study 2022 to 2023 is based on interviews with 8,941 customers, chosen at random and contacted via email between July 2022 and June 2023. Source: reposted and summarized from Yulia Nistrin at Inside EVS. Tesla Cybertruck zips around Fremont test track after leaving Giga Texas. The Tesla Cybertruck zipped around the Fremont factory's test track on Tuesday after leaving Giga Texas in droves over the past week, as the automaker is evidently preparing the vehicle for initial deliveries soon. For the past week, we've been tracking the Cybertruck's trek to various locations around the United States. A hauler filled with potential release candidates was spotted on Fremont factory property last week, and they appear to be unloaded and undergoing testing by engineers. Earlier today, Met God in Wilderness, a Fremont factory drone operator, captured the Cybertruck zipping around the test track at the factory. Cybertruck is here for battery endurance tests, the description of the video says. Last week, Tesla started transporting Cybertrucks on haulers to various locations. Some went to Fremont, others were on the road to what appeared to be the northeastern U.S. Tesla, nor the NHTSA responded to our request for comment, but crash testing seems to be underway on the Cybertruck. Some Cybertrucks were already crash tested in Northern California, likely at the Fremont factory, where Tesla operates its own crash testing lab. The NTHSA operates a Transportation Research Center (TRC) in Ohio. And as the Cybertrucks were spotted on I-55 in Missouri, this would be one of the ideal routes the pickups would be on to get to the Ohio facility. Tesla Cybertruck's supercharging and crash testing point to imminent release. The test track is a great indication that Tesla is performing perhaps the last steps before deliveries begin. However, the Cybertruck has not yet received a certificate of conformity from the EPA, which is ultimately what allows the car to enter the stream of commerce, as it is a certification that it abides by the government's rules. Tesla is still working through what is likely the last government hurdles for the Cybertruck to be released. However, the final regulatory hurdles are not stopping the company from preparing for the delivery event that it talked about earlier this year. Over the weekend, Tesla Cybertruck promotional footage was being shot on a glacier in Iceland, indicating that there may be some awesome videos planned to announce deliveries. Check out the full video of the Cybertruck on the Fremont factory test track below. Source: reposted and summarized from Joey Klender at Teslarati.